and welcome back to the Champagne series. I'm Lucy and the channel is BrightIAM, and I am joined by an absolute powerhouse today. Claire, thank you so much for coming onto the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Lucy.
We're going to do a little cheers because we're sponsored by Everflight. So ching ching, there we go.
Everflight, I can't wait.
Everflight Vineyard, it's a beautiful place, but we've not got time to talk about Everflight because I want to talk about you.
Goodness, tell me.
Well, listen, we met first of all because you were a powerhouse speaker on the, I think it's the, I can't remember the name.
The Bold Woman Community.
Yes, that's it.
TBWC.
Yes.
Yes.
And you were on that stage, Claire, and I was just like, wow. And you've got this friendly, beautiful presence about you.
Oh, thank
and then
you.
just hearing this snippet of your story, I just wanted to get you on. So thank you so much for travelling down and seeing us.
Thank you for having me in sunny Brighton. Not so sunny today.
I know,
I brought the
bit rained
rain,
on.
the London rain with me. But no, listen, it was wonderful to connect with you at that event and so many other women. And I think what really stood out to me was your reaction to me, specifically you, Lucy, because as I looked into the audience, it's always nice to see a friendly face sort of smiling back, nodding, and then you as a speaker feel like you're in the right room.
That's so
lush. Thank you for that encouragement.
Yes.
That was a great day for me, but internally I was flustered in the sense of like perimenopausal. I was perspiring. I wasn't feeling as well put together as I usually am.
Okay.
And I've just sort of been kind of juggling that perimenopausal journey at the moment. And it just sort of hit me. I'm 41 next month.
Okay.
So I wasn't expecting to experience it that early.
Honey, I'm 42 and I'm getting this too.
Yeah.
It's
you know, the
hard.
hot flushes and suddenly perspiration out of nowhere and
Yeah.
brain fog and the
have
whole
you got
thing.
that low-level anxiety? I've never been in. I mean, once we discuss what you do, like you're not an anxious person.
No, not by nature, but the hormones of anxiety.
Yeah.
And just that overreaction to things that, you know, months ago would have went, now sort of, and relearning how to breathe. And that's why I always sort of start my sessions with some breath work, because I think breathing really dissipates low level and high levels of anxiety in the body.
Wow.
So, let me reintroduce myself.
Yeah, I think that's it. Because I've done a terrible job of not introducing you. So please tell our listeners, because you are somebody, and I don't even know all of what you do. You're incredible, Claire.
I'm still learning about who I am.
Yeah.
I'm Dr. Clare Eluka. I'm the founder of the Wellness Film Festival, former founder of Premae Skincare, the world's first allergen-friendly beauty company, co-founder of the British Urban Film Festival, awards and studios, and the author of Clarity, my first book.
She's just done a few little things.
Just a little thing here and there, you know, chat a ting.
Absolutely mind blown. And all of these things, like, have you found in your path of being a woman, an entrepreneur in business and in life, has one led to the other? Or
I think so.
Yeah, and pivots have happened naturally?
Massively.
Yes.
Massively. So I started my career as an undergrad. So I was doing acting and directing. And then I graduated, I did a PGCE, so a master's in education, in drama education, so that I could teach. But I was working in beauty from the age of 16. So I started my journey at the Body Shop, became a makeup artist and a store manager in Tottenham Court Road. Then I left them, went to Bobby Brown, love Bobby till this day. Left Bobby, went to not Trish McAvoy. There was an Australian brand. It's skipping my memory now. Harvey Nicks. Then I went back to Selfridges. So you do the counters, you know, and you know, you ask for a pay rise, you negotiate, and if they don't give it to you, you leave. Disgruntled.
Take this talent elsewhere, baby.
Take my portfolio and my greatness somewhere else. So I did that, and actually, when I graduated from acting and directing and then the teaching, I already knew that because of the response from my clients, I was going to have a career in beauty. I decided whilst I was working at MAC to not be a makeup artist, but just be on the tills. But what I would do is use their CRM. Sorry, Mac. And
Sorry, Mac.
and do you know what I mean? It just sort of like collect the data and just start having early conversations, like, because their skincare was just not as superior as the stuff that I was making and selling on my own in my kitchen, and then taking it to Spitalfields Market on a Sunday.
Hold on. So this is incredible. You've taken everything you've learned in the industry.
Yes.
And you're improving it, but you're doing it from your kitchen. You're not throwing loads of money at it. And
no, I had no money. I had sellotaped labels on my bottles.
Wow.
I was printing off my home £50 printer at home. I was buying batches of raw ingredients, mixing and blending them, and then I was letting my customers at Spitalfields tell me, "Oh, that's a bit runny this week, Claire.
Okay.
Or that consistency's a bit too hard." And so over 12 months, I really built that audience, and then I started popping up at shops. So my first pop-up was Finchley Road.
Yes.
I took over an old Wagamama's, I think. They'd gone out of business, and so I popped up there. And then I went to Carnaby Street, and I had a shop in Kingley Court. So shout out to the guys that gave me that rent-free.
Did they?
And
Now,
then,
this is the beauty of pop-ups. And they probably saw you, believed in you and what you were doing.
They did, you know. And what I loved about them is the PR company, I think, were called Sister.
Right.
And I felt like their ethos, their energy was just like that real sisterhood, family energy. I'm not sure what they're doing now, but just shout out to them. And a guy, an artist that was in the building called Lanray, who really advocated for me. And then from there, I, got some kahunas, got some awards behind my belt.
Go on.
Got my allergy diploma, got my honorary doctorate from Trinity, and decided to open a flagship store in Whiteley's.
Wow.
So
that was mad.
That was 5 years into the business.
Okay.
And then I literally that same year was honoured by the Queen for services to dermatology.
Wow.
And I think I was 20, I just turned 30 years old that year. 2016 was a big year because I just got married to Emmanuel. I was supporting him with Buff, British Urban Film Festival, had my flagship store at Whiteley's, and it was just go, 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 go. And I've never known any other life. Like from the age of 16 when I got my national insurance, I've never not worked.
Wow.
And I've always had 2 or 3 jobs, and then I was still working part-time whilst building the business. If schools called me, I'd still do like the odd teaching job here, like supply work. Because when you don't have, the bank of mum and dad backing you, you work, man.
Yeah.
And I think that's that immigrant mentality. It's that, female mentality of we can take on a lot.
We can take it all on.
And we really do, yeah.
But then the question that keeps appearing here on the couch, on the Champagne series, is at what cost do we have it all? And I do remember actually on the stage, you reflected on burnout. And this is such a thing. Tell us a little bit about that, Claire.
Awesome. So let's fast forward. I moved from Whiteley's to Harley Street.
Go on,
had my own clinic.
Cool.
Yeah, closed down the shop. So I sort of downsized but upgraded.
Yes, darling. Yes.
To Harley Street. I was at number 1 and I had a clinic at number 10.
Wow.
And I was just building that clientele, and women were coming to me asking me for bleaching creams. I would politely decline, but I would give them a free facial.
What do you mean a bleaching clip? To lighten your face?
Lighten their complexion. Yeah, so
it's
Black and Asian women, yes, they were asking me for that. And that's the thing. I was like, I didn't even realise that was something that women were doing and wanted to do. And I would give them a facial, ask them their story, because I think when you're trained as an actor and a director, you're really trained to listen to people. So a lot of my skills are transferable. And so I would listen to their stories, and they all seem to have a very common thread, which was lack of self-esteem.
Yeah.
Someone had told them, imposed on them, whether it's in the media, a family member, an ex-boyfriend, that they weren't good enough, essentially. And that if they were lighter, brighter, had changed their hair, there's something about them that they would be more attractive or successful. And so I wrote a script. It was a short film. And when I gave it to a team of actors from my husband's festival, they were like, hell no, this is bigger than a short film. Do it as a feature film. So by 2017, I closed Premae. I went full-time into filmmaking. We used our own money. We made No Shade, my first feature film. Gave birth to my first daughter in 2018 at the same time the film was in the cinemas. So there was a lot of overlap there. And I think when you're an independent filmmaker, independent, self-employed human being, there's no real parameters and boundaries in your early days of time off.
Yeah, there's no 2 weeks holiday.
That's it. Or there's no 3 months paid maternity leave, right? You get up, if the phone rings, and it did, from Brazil, and the Netherlands, and we want to see this film. Women here really love your story. Come and show it. So you show it and you're paid to show it and you want to make your money back. But then I woke up on the 1st of February 2020 on Lavender's first birthday in church, and half my face was hanging.
Oh, hold on. So Lavender, your daughter, your first daughter, you'd had the year previously.
That's it, 2019.
Okay, so you're a year on, and what happened?
So I was getting signs, because I think God, the universe, your body will give you signs. So I had like some sort of like gout in my knee, and then I had this random bout of gingivitis. And I was like burning mouth syndrome. And I was like, what is all of this? And then my phone got snatched out of my hand in broad daylight. And I could just hear God saying, Claire, can you just rest? You need rest. You need rest. You've got nothing in the tank. And because, like I said, I hadn't really taken that postpartum rest.
Wow.
And so I kind of woke up that day, and I think I literally knew something wasn't right. I felt like my ears popped. I wasn't hearing correctly. The left side of my face had given in. And I remember saying to everyone at the church, because there's like 200 guests, and they're like, Claire, are you okay? And I was like, I think it's a dental thing. Maybe I've like eaten something spicy.
So you're still explaining it away.
Yeah, I'm still like not accepting that.
And this is your health. This is
100%.
showing your physical health.
100%. And so I literally was like, okay, we'll do the birthday, got through that. And then the Monday, I went to a private dentist, and they were like, your teeth are fine, go straight to A&E.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my God. They were like, this looks more on par with a stroke. And I was like, a stroke? Me? I'm 33 years old. What do you mean?
I ain't got time for a stroke.
Do you know what I mean? Like, what do you mean? Like, there's no time for this. So I went to the hospital in Hampstead, and they confirmed it. They were like, yeah, you're experiencing a physical nervous breakdown. It's called Bell's palsy.
Wow.
Your nervous system is shot. You need to take these steroids for 7 days, and then hopefully over the next 9 months. Now, at the same time, my husband had just got the letter that he was being honoured in the palace in 32 days. So I was like, well, I'm obviously going to be in the palace.
Yeah, can you fix the face before we're in the palace?
Sort the face out. So I had like a real sort of raison d'etre, like a physical, something that is huge, high stakes. The palace. My daughter, I couldn't actually eat and drink out of this side of the face as well. So that was obviously weird. So I said to myself, and I committed to 29 days of steam, swim, sauna.
Okay.
Absolutely no phone calls, no communication with the outside world, apart from my Chinese therapist to do acupuncture.
Okay, so you eliminated all that stress.
Yeah, completely. No social media. I actually went off social media for 12 months.
Wow.
And I just put myself on a series of like face rolling, listening to sound bath healing for 8 hours a day, journaling and prayer.
Wow.
So I just completely like went full on hermit mode. And by the 29th day, it was all gone. It was 99%. There's a little squint in my eye that comes up here and there, and that kind of is again a bit of a physical note to self, like go to bed. Okay, get to bed early.
Yeah, that's your physical reminder.
Yeah, it is. And it's sad that it took that, but I think God had to give it to me on my face because I'm cute, and my whole whole career has been about beauty
and face and everything.
Skin, like
if you did it on your foot, you'd just wear closed shoes.
He did, like my knee. It was like, keep going, man. There's no time to stop for your knee, but your face, you're like faced with, pun intended, like the truth that you need to honor rest. So for me, since 2020, rest has been like my middle name. It used to be resilience, but it is now rest and recovery. R&R. I believe in it. I understand it. It's like anything, a battery in a phone. Like if you don't charge your phone properly, it doesn't work very well. The apps stop running, and that is the motherboard. If we don't rest, if we don't get a good night's sleep, especially at this age that I'm at now, that we are now, middle age, we can't do 80 hours a week and then, sip champagne and then do the school run and like, no, babe, you're asking for some serious, illness, disorder.
I know, but it really does sound like you were like full foot on that throttle for years.
Since I was a child. Because for me, when people ask me, honestly, how long have you been in business? I say, 16 or when I started working, but I was selling ice creams from my mum's front door when I was 5.
Okay, so
I've been selling chips. I've been selling you know, not to drop anyone in it, but, you know, like illegal cigarettes when I was a kid. Like, if someone from the estate would bring home like packets of fags from Tenerife or whatever, I'm like, yeah, give me a couple of those because I'll sell them to so-and-so's mum and she's going to buy them. Like,
It's
I think that
entrepreneurial
energy I've never not been on.
Okay.
But what I do now is I deliberately take time off, and I'm extremely unapologetic about that.
Good.
And it's about the change of mindset for me. The understanding that rest actually makes my moves smarter, more diligent, more intentional, more deliberate, and then therefore more fruitful.
Yes.
Because actually I was making a lot of mistakes. I was doing things sloppily. I was not really always giving it 100% and always excellent. I think there was now an art of kind of a little teetering into perfection, but definitely that's never been my goal. It's always been to sort of be excellent, because I think excellent can always be tweaked. Whereas if you're searching for perfection, knowing that it doesn't exist, I think you'll be always eternally disappointed with yourself.
100%, yeah.
So I think there's an empowerment in that, but absolutely honouring myself
and
my rest.
allowing yourself to rest.
Yeah.
And I think you're right in this age, midlife, where a lot of the women who are joining us are our age and are actually a bit older. I'm hearing this a lot, that it's taken this whole time to understand that it's okay to stop and to give yourself something, a bit of time.
Literally.
So you've got 2 daughters, have you?
do.
We love the kids. How old are your 2 now?
So Lav is 7 and Eden is 5.
Okay.
And so they're at school and they have, you know, the school run and their bits and bobs that they do. But, you know, they've read my book because I started writing it when I was pregnant with Eden.
Lovely.
And then I published a book last year, and it was a #2 bestseller on Amazon for psychological testing and treatment, which I was really surprised by, because I was like, okay.
And what was it called? What's your book called?
It's called Clarity.
Oh, it's Clarity.
Yeah, so
okay.
it was like an extension of my name, Claire, because I think clarity is a cornerstone for most people. Once you gain a level of clarity in 4 key areas in your life, which for me are your mental and emotional well-being, your physical well-being, environmental well-being, and your financial well-being, then you literally do usually have a balanced and quite fruitful life.
Okay.
I found that if any one of those 4 core areas are out of balance, then there's going to be some disruption to your nervous system, to your financial buoyancy, to your home life, or to your mental and spiritual life. And so, to keep myself on track, I've created a framework, which is in the book, because the first 99 pages are sort of like autobiographical.
Yeah.
And then the last, 100 pages are this framework and just, real tips and tools that have actually changed quite a few people's lives, which really makes me
That's beautiful.
quite happy, because I wasn't even going to publish the book. I was going to just save it for the girls.
And you were only going to do a little short form film.
Yeah,
and you
exactly.
did the big
I'm always
one.
like, give the people a little smudge, a little smudge in a
little
cake,
touch.
And then I'm like, no, let's build up the 3 tower cake, like.
Good for you.
And I think that's just the imposter in all of us. Like, who cares what you think?
Yeah.
Why are you writing a book? It's like, I'm sure every great person thought at some point that they were nobody.
Yes.
And that nobody would care about what they think, but that's not true. Like,
and we can inspire other people, and I'm crawling through in some areas of my life, others areas I'm smashing it. I could probably do with reading your book by the sounds of it. I need to work out my quadrants.
Right.
But I am an inspiration to people who aren't where I am. You, and obviously all the wonderful women joining me here on the Champagne series, are the women ahead of me that are my inspiration.
Bless you.
And I think that we should leave this legacy. We should have this lineage, if you like, of people, women particularly, inspiring other women.
100%.
And saying, hey, honey, you can do that too.
Oh my God, massively.
Yeah.
Rubbing shoulders to shoulders together, and that peer support.
So important.
I think as women, we've, historically been taught to feel like there should be only 1 or 2 of us in any room. And that's just statistically how it has been in business. I think this generation could be the generation that changes all of that.
I absolutely agree. So I've got teenagers, Claire, and my daughter Belle is 16. She's doing her GCSEs at the moment.
Well,
and man, she's fierce.
Is she?
Anything that's said that isn't correct, any slur of racism, right? Anything that's a little bit sexist, right? And it doesn't matter. She speaks up.
Nice.
I would never have. I mean, I'm outspoken, but not at a family dinner or, where
love that.
the levels are uneven, she will speak her piece. She will leave that room.
Yes,
And I
Belle.
think
Is it
that
Belle?
it's Belle, yeah.
Yes,
And I think
Belle.
this next generation of
Yes.
young people are coming through and really fighting for
Oh,
what
they are.
believe.
They are. Because they've got now giants. She's got you.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
she's not now, speaking up at a family function and thinking, oh, my mum's gonna tell me off later. Mum's got my back.
Yes.
So I can come through and cause some carnage. Whereas
Yeah.
20 years ago, my mum would have heard that, registered that, and swallowed that like, oh, that wasn't very kind. But anyway.
Yeah,
and kept
pulled
it moving.
and even pulled people up on it. I remember it's family situations growing up, being told to basically stay in my place and don't be outspoken.
Sure.
And also I think the kind of worlds that we're bringing our children up in now. I mean, I've removed myself from a relationship that wasn't working, that was toxic in a lot of ways.
Sure.
And we have now created a space where, you know what? We can swear, we can say what we want, we can say what we think, and we can support each other in the process.
Wow.
So you're going to have two little powerhouses coming through.
Yes, come on.
I love that.
Yeah, I mean, that for me is the greatest thing I've ever done. Like, motherhood is the hardest job in the world.
Well, this is it.
But at the same time, like, my life without them, and I tell them regularly, and we cry together and laugh together and we write and we do music and everything. And I just let them know daily, like, they're the best thing I've ever done. And just seeing so much of myself in them, but also seeing how unbothered they are and how joyful they are. A lot of the stress and burdens that I had as a first generation Black Brit in this country, they will not, as second generation, have half of it. Some of it, we have difficult conversations where if there are racial slurs at primary school, which is awful, that I need to explain that to them, like, that's not on. And did you tell a teacher?
Is it acceptable?
Is it acceptable?
Yeah.
And honoring forgiveness, but understanding that, people, young kids are repeating things that they're hearing at home. So it is about the parents having conversations that are difficult. And there have been some fallouts. I'm not going to lie. There's some parents that think it's okay for, their sons to hit girls. And I'm like, behind every toxic man, there is an enabling mother.
I agree with that.
Right, so we need to check, Mum, you think that's okay?
Watch out, Mum, because you don't want to deal with this, Mum.
You don't want to deal. No one wants to deal with Claire on the school run. Because listen,
good.
I don't play when it comes to my kids. I will not play. My mum didn't play about me, and I will not be playing about those girls because they're the future.
I love that so much. I know we're short on time.
Yes.
So I'm going to ask you some very quick fire questions, Claire, because I've been asking everybody who comes and joins us here.
Love it. Do it.
What is a truth about your life that most people would never guess?
A truth about my life?
I know they're quite tricky ones. They're kind of reflective, kind of long form ones. I know.
Come back to that one.
Yeah. Out of time. Where in your life did you abandon yourself? And how did you come back from that?
Ooh,
I think, to be fair, we've actually discussed that. It sounds like you abandoned your health.
I did. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And in other ways, I've abandoned myself in personal relationships.
Okay, interesting.
And with boundaries. And even recently, I'm learning about, even when you set a boundary, maybe set another one. Just because some people, all they need is like a little entry point.
Oh,
and
yes.
You know what I mean? When you've sort of set the tone, but then now because you've kind of been really giving and authentic, and they're like, oh, we could get a bit more out of it.
Yeah, and that boundary setting, some people see it, they see it as, okay, the boundary's been set. Now, how can I break through
How can I break through? Oh, right, and that's a whole nother podcast.
Honey, we'll be doing the boundary podcast. We'll have let's do the boundary wine session. We'll have it right large. And then finally, if a woman is watching this and she's feeling stuck, perhaps somewhere you once were, in business or in life or in health, what does she need to hear? Not what is nice to hear. What does she need to hear?
Yikes. Can I swear?
Yes, please do.
The first thing that came to my head was no one gives a fuck about you more than you.
Okay. Do you know what? I actually love that. That's so powerful.
Yeah, that's the realest shit in the world. Like, no one gives a fuck about you, not because they're evil, wicked, da, 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 but because they are trying to preserve energy for themselves. So I feel that you need to love on you like your entire life depends on it, because actually it really does.
Yeah.
And then obviously when you are, that self-love is all the way up, then you interact with the world in a completely different manner. And there's nothing about it that's arrogant or tricky or difficult or bossy and all these little foolish, you know, idioms that people like to throw on women to kind of belittle that self-empowerment. I think genuinely self-love is a salve, and it's a solution, and it's a birthright. And I think if more people honored themselves and treated themselves better, they would show up better for all of us.
That's amazing. That's so key. And I'm actually a big advocate of self-love, as you know from my Instagram posts. I'm all like, yeah, love myself.
Yes, yeah.
Put yourself out there, love, gotta put the love, good. And then finally, if people wanted to get a copy of your book, it's on Amazon still, and it's Clarity.
I've got a copy here for you.
Oh, go on. Oh, have you?
Yes, I have.
Oh, she saved the day. I've got the framework. I can start balancing it out.
Exactly. So here it is. I'm not sure which way. There we are.
There we go. This one here.
Clarity by Dr. Clare Eluka BEM. Rewrite your life script and step into your power, and that is your gift.
That is amazing. And I've got a bottle of Everflight, and I've actually got some Smarties for the girls.
Oh,
yeah,
I love that. They love Smarties.
Of course, I love Smarties.
Who doesn't?
We should all have Smarties.
We should. And their Easter eggs used to be the thing.
Oh yeah, they got smaller and more expensive lately.
Yeah, and less chocolate. But
thank you so much for that.
Thank you for having me, Lucy. This has been amazing.
Yeah, and actually, you and I could probably talk all day long.
We could, you know.
So next time I'm up in London your way, I'll find a studio that's more convenient for you, and we will pick up here where we've left off.
We will. We'll do the full hour.
Yeah.
Hour and a half.
Let's just do
and there's some bubbles. Do a day.
Let's just do this. Let me bring a videographer and we'll just follow us around and we can talk all day. Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Thank
God
you.
Bless you.
So it's been lovely chatting to Claire. Thank you for listening, and we'll be back soon. Bye-bye.